The Christmas party glittered with expensive lies. Crystal chandeliers spilled warm light over the ballroom, reflecting off champagne flutes and sequin dresses. Laughter rose and fell in practiced waves, the kind that sounded joyful but carried no warmth. A massive tree stood near the stage, ornaments stamped with the company logo instead of memories. This was the annual holiday party for Hawthorne & Co., and attendance wasn't optional, especially not for Evan Whitlock. Evan straightened his tie for the third time and glanced at the woman beside him. His wife Aisha stood calm and radiant in a deep emerald dress, her natural curls pinned back elegantly. She looked out of place among the stiff smiles and whispered judgments, and Evan resented her for it. Tonight was supposed to be about him. His promotion was finally within reach. Senior partner, a title that meant power, security, respect, everything he believed he deserved. And Aisha was a liability. Smile, Evan muttered under his breath. You look tense. Aisha turned to him, eyes steady. I'm fine. He didn't believe her. Or maybe he did. Damned. That annoyed him more. I hadn't been happy in a long time. Not since Evan started measuring his worth by boardrooms and golf invitations. Not since he began shrinking himself into something sharp and brittle. Not since he started believing the lies people whispered when they thought Aisha couldn't hear. She doesn't fit the image. She's holding you back. You could go further without her. Evan swallowed hard, then reached into his jacket pocket. Aisha, he said, forcing a smile as colleagues drifted nearby. We need to talk. She studied his face, sensing something off. Nay, yes, nay. He pulled a folded envelope from his pocket and pressed it into her hand. Her brow furrowed. What is this? Divorce papers, he said quietly. The music swelled. Someone laughed too loudly behind them. Aisha stared at him, stunned. You're joking. I'm not, Evan said, jaw tight. I need you to sign them tonight. Her fingers trembled as she opened the envelope. The words blurred, but she didn't need to read them to feel the weight of the moment. At a Christmas party? She whispered. Are you serious? This is my future? Evan snapped under his breath. And you don't fit in it anymore? Her chest tightened. After everything. You do this here? I can't afford distractions, he said. This firm has expectations. I've worked too hard to let me ruin it. Aisha finished softly. He didn't deny it. People were watching now. Curious glances. A partner walked past and nodded at Evan approvingly. Aisha felt heat rise in her face, but she refused to cry. You want me to sign this? She said calmly. In front of your bosses? Yes, Evan said. Prove you can be mature about this. She looked at him for a long moment, searching for the man she married. The man who once held her hand when she was nervous. The man who swore he'd never let the world make him cruel. She didn't see him anymore. Okay, she said quietly. Evan exhaled in relief. She pulled the pen from her clutch and signed. No hesitation, no argument. The room seemed to breathe again. Thank you, Evan said stiffly. This is for the best. Aisha folded the papers and handed them back. Merry Christmas, she said, and then she turned and walked away. Evan barely noticed the way the air shifted as she left. He was too busy basking in the approval of men who didn't know how empty he'd become. What? Evan didn't know what he couldn't have known was that Aisha hadn't gone far. She stepped into a quiet hallway and pulled out her phone. Daddy, she said softly when the call connected. I just wanted to let you know. I signed the papers. There was a pause. Then a calm, measured voice replied, Are you okay? Yes, Aisha said. I am now. Another pause. Longer this time. Did he do it publicly? Her father, Asti asked. A sigh. Not angry. Disappointed. I warned him, her father said. I truly did. Aisha leaned against the wall, closing her eyes. I know. Her father's name was Dr. Samuel Carter, and he didn't just attend Hawthorne & Co. meetings. He funded them. Back in the ballroom, Evan stood near the stage as the CEO tapped the microphone. Before we continue, the CEO said, smiling tightly, we have an announcement. Evan's heart leapt. This coming year, the CEO continued, we'll bring some leadership changes. Applause rippled. Evan straightened. However, the CEO said slowly, after careful review, certain promotions will not be moving forward. The applause faded. Evan frowned. Additionally, the CEO said, we are reassessing several partnerships tied to external investments. A man approached the stage and whispered something in the CEO's ear. The CEO's smile vanished. Effective immediately, he said. Mr. Evan Whitlock is relieved of his position. The room gasped. Evan's face drained of color. What? Security stepped closer. This must be a mistake, Evan said loudly. I was just the CEO's voice was cold. Dr. Carter has withdrawn his support. Silence fell like a hammer. Dr. Carter, Ivan repeated. The philanthropist. The CEO nodded grimly. And our largest stakeholder. Evan's legs felt weak. Across the room, Aisha reappeared. Calm, composed. Evan's eyes locked onto her. What did you do? She walked toward him slowly. I didn't do anything. she said gently. I just stopped protecting you from the truth. He laughed nervously. You planned this? No, Aisha replied. You did? The moment you decided respect was optional. His voice dropped to a whisper. Your father controls? My career? Aisha tilted her head. He always did. He just believed in you. Until tonight. The CEO cleared his throat. Security, please escort Mr. Whitlock out. As Evan was led away, humiliation burning through him, he realized the cruelest part wasn't losing his job. It was realizing he'd never been as powerful as he thought. Outside, snow had begun to fall. Aisha stepped into the cold air, breathing deeply. Her phone buzzed. A text from her father. I'm proud of you, she smiled for the first time that night. Because the moral wasn't about revenge, it was about this. Never mistake patience for weakness. Never assume love means blindness. And never try to break someone in public, especially when you don't know how quietly powerful they are behind the scenes.